Ryan, in your book, you chart the history of the progressive movement in the Democratic Party. We talked about Jesse Jackson a lot on this show. Obviously, we're here today with Bernie Sanders and Ilhan Omar and so on. Really quick, in the last couple of minutes you have, set this clip up. This is from the 1992 convention. This is Jerry Brown. And by the way, Jerry Brown, I love how Jerry Brown retweeted this himself recently as just sort of a reminder of like, hey, I've actually said a lot of kind of interesting things in my career. He is a fascinating political, in some ways he really is. They're so different. He kind of reminds me of someone like Joschka Fischer, who's the German foreign minister, who's super conventional politics, but a fascinating background. Like your foreign minister, and pictures emerge.
Green Party guy, right?
Founded the Green Party. Pictures emerge of him as foreign minister beating up riot police.
That's right. Yeah,
in the 70s.
He was in the red whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tell us about Jerry Brown in this clip. Give us a throwback education.
You have to think about him in the context of the '88 presidential campaign as well, where Jesse Jackson kind of threatened to overthrow the kind of rising neoliberal element of the party. It almost took power in '84 with Gary Hart, then it finally wins the nomination with Dukakis in '88, and then Bill Clinton in '92 takes it all the way to the White House. But the whole time the left is trying to stand in the way of this. It is not just heading in one direction. These are fights that have hinge points and that are being fought out day by day. Jesse Jackson's problem was that he didn't have a way to translate the energy that came very late in his campaign into the kind of money and volunteer activity that he needed very quickly to scale up a national campaign. And so Jerry Brown's solution was, I'm only taking small dollars. Anybody who gives me more than $100 is getting that money returned. Doesn't matter who. Nowadays it's like, no, we're only taking $2,000 from priests and but he was like, no, $100, more than $100 is getting sent back to you. And he set up a 1-800 number because at the time mail was the only way to kind of do mail, and passing the cup at rallies was the only way to raise money. And so he's running this kind of progressive populist campaign against Bill Clinton and dragging him the whole time to the left. Like if you watch Bill Clinton's speeches in 1992, you'd be like, damn, this guy sounds great.
Right.
This is going to be a Southern accent. He's got some populism. He's got some progressive values here. He's young. He smoked weed. He dodged a draft. Let's do this. And the reason that he was sounding like that is significantly because of Jerry Brown, because he's running this kind of progressive populist, more authentic campaign on these $100 a pop things. Although the words authentic and Jerry Brown are hard to use in the same sentence, because like you said, he's such a strange character. It's hard to know what's going on with him. But what we can say is that the campaign, really went after money and power in a serious way.
I would say this clip, it holds up. I'll just put it this way. We'll play this clip and then we'll let you fulfill your plan.
The air, the soil, and the water are poisoned for profit's sake. And the future of our grandchildren is stolen to pay for the most bloated arms industry ever to exist in a time of peace. And it's not right. Instead of government by the people and for the people and of the people, President Bush and his allies give us government of, by, and for the privileged. It's not citizens who carry the day, but the growing concentration of wealth beyond any boundary of nation or conscience and its influence over our governing institutions through money. Whatever nice programs we speak of, whatever dreams we share, unless the basic fact of unchecked power and privilege is acknowledged and courageously challenged, nothing will ever change.
Sounds like closer to Bernie.
Yeah,
this is
President
real.
Bush talks of AFDC, aid to families with dependent children, as though these thoroughly powerless people caused our present predicament. Yet he and his reactionary allies hypocritically overlook the real AFDC, aid to financially dependent corporations.
That's good. Yeah, we can keep it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just touch more.
Subsidies, loan guarantees, giveaways of natural resources on our public lands, tax breaks.
Comments.
Just add them up. Tens of billions of dollars of federal welfare payments to well-connected corporations. It's far more than all the welfare mothers put together could ever dream of, much less obtain through the paltry payments they receive every month.
And he also was, he ran on single payer.
Yeah.
He ran on a huge defense cut. And, it's fascinating going back and what he was putting on the table.
Yeah, and what's important about that is that if you go back and you watch some 2000 Al Gore speeches, for instance, you could see some rhetoric that bleeds a little bit into that sort of stuff, but Al Gore is fully corporate funded.
Right.
Whereas Jerry Brown was people powered, and everybody knew at the time he's getting small dollars. And so not only do the privileged people that he's talking about know that he's serious about this, he just structurally has to be serious about it because his candidacy depends on doing favors for his special interests, which are the millions of people who are giving him these $100 donations that are keeping him in power. And that's why it's so important to think about marrying the kind of the sources of financing for a campaign and the message, because that's what gives its authenticity, which is why somebody like Sanders is such a threat, because when he says that he's going to take on these powerful interests, he has to take on those powerful interests because the people that fund him are demanding it of him.
I don't think Bernie's going to get into office and go, entitlements are out of control. Ryan Grimm, thank you so much, man.
No, thank you.
I really, really appreciate it. I hope you can come back again.
Yeah, I would love to.
I mean, anytime you're in town, just let me know.
We'll let you.
Everybody check out Ryan at The Intercept. And also Give Them a Movement. It's a great book. And go back and listen to our previous episode. You just watched a Michael Brooks show video. Subscribe to get them all. Why wouldn't you? Don't be foolish. Click subscribe below and become a patron as well. Patreon.com/TMBS. Thanks, everybody.